Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks so much for coming along for the journey. Always a blast to have you with me. And yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. I'm trying to start on time here today. As the title may have implied, there is going to be a snacks on stream here today. So let's get her going. The music is still playing here, so I'm just going to... How is that playing, I wonder? Supposed to be going out through... That's weird. All right, I will switch. Still going through my headphones. All right. I will turn down this one because I believe that's where it is. I'm sure you guys can't hear it because it's not coming through out of vMix, but yeah, it's still in my headphones. So let's go ahead and just bring that down. All right. Music is now down, and that is good to go. I will double check on the stream and see what it sounds like here. Yeah, it's still in my headphones. All right, and I've also got a fan on behind me. So if you guys can hear that, let me know, just because I don't want that to be a distraction while we kind of go through some things today. So let me pull up the chat just to make sure I'm paying attention over there. And also, I should jump into Twitch and take a look at my channel, just make sure that it's on. It says that it is, so we'll go with that. But let's jump into Twitch, see what's going on over there. Yep, I am there. So if you're on Twitch or if you're on YouTube, feel free to jump in the chat. Now, today is a Snacks on Stream day because the boys over at Bird Dog and Jess have graciously donated a couple of spicy ramen, just like the good old days. And so here I am. I'm going to take these off. Here I am trying these out. Today is the cream carbonara carbos. Anyways, we call it carbo. And it looks amazing. It's like as thick as mac and cheese. But we'll see if it's as hot as mac and cheese. So... No, just kidding. As hot as the last ones that we were trying out. Because last Thursday, I had some and they were spicy. I got about halfway through and then my taste buds, I think, gave up. And then I was able to finish it. So I'm really interested in today. And I know I sent a message over to the guys at Bird Dog who got this for me and said, hey, I'm going to do that today. So feel free to join me if you'd like. And I think they might. So let's see if they... come along for that trip. I'm going to try and get this to focus on me and not my microphone. I think it's actually focusing on the mic. And so I'm going to do this. And then I'm just going to check inside vMix and make sure that I'm sending enough audio. Maybe not. Yeah, mic is up as high as it normally is. It's this one, I think. So... the input for this channel is mic only, which is an output on my X32. And I could probably share this with you. Let me put this in the hopper. And then if I do this and make this full screen and fade over, you can see this. Okay, so this is the X32 interface for the computer. And right about where my face, this one right here, is the microphone send that's going back to the computer for my audio. So we're just going to take a quick look at the channel, make sure that it's configured correctly. I don't have anything on here that would change the audio. This EQ is off. There's the RTA for it. And everything else looks good, but it still seems a little bit quiet. Now, it could be because it's slightly away from my face. And so if I bring it right up close, yeah, that's kind of what the level is that I was expecting it to be. So let's go with that. We'll just kind of position it here a little bit better. But it's amazing how much 3 inches makes for sound quality out of this microphone. So good stuff there. I do like to try and run these at 0 and then get them to be at the appropriate level. You can see here on these channels. So this is the microphone in left and right because you have to. But it's just a mono, obviously. It's just a single signal, so we're splitting it with left and right because that's how you have to do it. So this goes into... Oh, and you know what it might be? It actually might be the signal level coming out of the DBX, which is doing a little bit of compression to try and, keep things tidy. So anyway, that's the the current state of things. So it's probably that. But anyways, I think it's okay. Let me know in the chat if you have any qualms with the audio. All right. So today, a couple of things. First of all, it is 5 minutes until I'm going to eat this. I told Brayton that I would eat that right around 11:10. So I'm going to wait on that just for a couple more minutes. But another thing that I want to do today is I want to look at a program that the stream that I work for, okay, called Our Safe Harbor Church, is considering doing a audience participation exercise, which is using this program called SLIDO. Now let's make this full screen so you can see that, and I just want to kind of go through what this is. Now I will log in. What SLIDO really is it's a modular program that allows you to either do a Q&A or a poll or a bunch of different things. And we have a series that's coming up here in the near future. These dates are old, but I'll use them as the example. We have some dates coming up in the future where we want our audience at home to be able to ask questions to the ministers at the soundstage, and in particular our this senior pastor that we have. So the idea is that we were going to have him speak earlier in the service and then have a chance during the service to ask questions, get some feedback from the audience. And this way it would be a way that folks could, actually participate, but they would see that live element. Just like when I talk to you guys on here, I get to actually interact with you and pull your comments in and actually talk back and forth, which brings that kind of live stream element to a new level. But it does mean that we've got to figure out a way of how do we collect those questions and how do we do that. So I found this program called SLIDO from another lecturer who was doing this in a lecture hall and putting up his QR code in the lecture hall, and people would scan it and then ask questions, and they would just basically run a QA. So we're going to go over this in a little bit right after I'm done with Snacks on Stream, but we're going to go over this in a little bit and try and look at some of the features of what's offered, and maybe it's something that you could try and integrate into your show. So I'm going to... Oh, yeah, and there is a free module for SLIDO, which I'll go over. There's pricing levels and whatever. But if you're just a small town guy like I am, and a small time guy, I'm kind of from a small town, I guess. But anyway, small time guy online, you probably only need the free module to do what it is that you want to do. It obviously withholds several statistical features. But for what it is that we want to do today, we will create our own SLIDO and kind of walk through it. And then we can kind of look at those features and see what's going on there. So join me for that in a few minutes. All right, let's take a quick look. I'm going to open up vMix again and just see what is happening in here. And I've got another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to try this creamy carbo spicy ramen, which I'm pretty excited about. It is here, good to go. If you're looking online, if you're playing along, whoa, it's like really thickening up. If you're playing along, it is in a pink package on Amazon, and I think it's one of the lesser expensive. If I remember correctly, you can get like a 5-pack, pretty cheap. Ramen carbonara. All right, so let's show you this. It's this one. And yeah, this 5-pack for $7. I mean, you can't go wrong especially if you end up liking it. That's a good let's try it price. But then if it becomes a regular thing, then that's pretty inexpensive. So that's good stuff. One-time purchase, $7, or you can subscribe and save it for a 5% savings. So there you go. You suit yourself, I guess. All right, and sorry for the late notice on this show, folks. It was kind of a last minute that I was able to put it together. I still, now that it's official that I'm moving, it'll be a little bit strange to, it'll be a little difficult to kind of coordinate the delivery of the Netgear Switch. So I got to talk to John Hinkle and just let him know maybe just to hold off for a few weeks until I get down there, and maybe that's something I could do in July and August. Brayton says, hey, don't forget, make sure you get the right one. There are 2 that look similar. Okay, so this one is, oh, you're right. This one says, cream on the package, as I recall, because I was yeah, this one. Okay, so this one is not as inexpensive as the other one. This one we're trying. Oh, okay. This one we're trying is this one. This is what the package looks like that I have at home. Because I was like, cream? What does that mean? Hey, and it's 11:10, so let's get into this. But this is the one that we're trying today. Let me put that up there so you can see it. This is the one, cream carbonara. And yeah, it goes, apparently it thickens up if you leave it for a minute. Just like, you know, Kraft mac and cheese, basically. Oh, man. Nervous and excited all at the same time. This is good stuff. Let's see if this kills me. Yeah, so there are 2 pink packages, evidently. All right, let's try and get like a reasonable bite before we... Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm just going to cut these noodles. Ooh. Apparently, I can't cut these noodles. Ooh, what I do like about these ones is that they come in a round formation. So, like, normally, when you have ramen, it's a square deal. These ones are round, which makes it really nice for making them inside a bowl. Because basically I pour boiling water over them and leave them for 3 minutes to kind of like soften the noodles and whatever. All right, here we go. But it fits in a bowl correctly. And so you don't have to break it up to get it to fit correctly. Okay, wish me luck. Here we go. Yeah. There's a little power. Oh. Oh. Yeah, a little power. Not brutal. Not I can't think straight brutal. But it's a little spicy. Oh, man. It's really good, though. Like, kind of can't stop. How's it going over there, Brayton? You surviving? Let's go again here. These noodles are not falling apart. They're all sticking together. So there we go. So it's hard to, like, get them on a fork. Yeah. All right, so really good. Oh, man. Seriously. Wow. I really like that a lot. I'm crying and I like it so much. Okay, so if you're not really into spicy food, you're kind of into spicy food. You like something with let's say a medium kick. Like this is like a medium salsa for me, okay? Like a real medium salsa. Not like Chili's restaurant medium salsa, but like Mexico medium salsa. That's what this is. But man, it's like it tastes so good. And the cheese and everything is really, really awesome. So would recommend. The noodles are insanely long and they're all interconnected, which means you have to take these ridiculous bites. But yeah, so good. Now I put the whole pack, so in the package comes 2 small mix packs. So you make up the noodles in the boiling water, and then inside there's a red sauce, which is the spicy part, and then there is like a cheese powder, which reminds me of like mac and cheese powder, but it's a little brighter, like a little whiter. So it doesn't make it like super cheesy, but I think the last time we talked about this with Brayton, he said could be more cheesy, which touche. But I put the whole thing in. So Brayton, what did you do? Did you go all the way in today, or are you did you only do half a package like normal? Let me pull up. Whew. All right. I think I'm okay. I think I'll survive here. We've never done this flavor cream carbonara, but I think we've done the cheesy. Yes, you are correct. Did that go? Did that show up here? Sorry, hang on. Send it. What's going on here? vMix? Where are you at? Uh-oh. For some reason, it's my my lower thirds is not working. Can I reload? Oh, that was weird. Am I still on? Okay, still on. But it says my social media wedge is offline. All right, let me see. Refresh, maybe? Uh-oh. So, okay, so for some reason my... All right, so I'll just have to read you guys the captions. You have to trust me. Because that's not working for some reason today. Okay, so Brayton says, yeah, we've never done this flavor, cream carbonara, but I think we've done the cheesy one. Agreed. I think that's right. I didn't know there were two. Your vMix socials is now not displaying fully on YouTube. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Frank. How's it going? It's half a screen to the left. Yeah, weird. I'm going to have to... Now it says it's offline. I don't know what that means. How is a lower thirds offline? It's just a title. Can I change it? Let's see if I can change it. Which one was it? It's down here somewhere. Socials. Social media. It's this one. Say, okay. Error. Device removed. Hardware device removed. What? What are you talking about? All right, close. Let's just put a new title in here. It's really annoying. I want that in there. All right, so new title. This is how we do it, folks. Socials. Nope, says it was removed. Title. What else do I got here? Socials, this one? Nope, they're all busted. Fantastic. All right, well, I'll have to just read it to you. I'm sorry. Okay, so back to the chat here. So you're saying the square ramen packs need a square bowl. Got it. Correct. Yes, Chad. Thank you. I'm only a few minutes behind. Hey, Brayton, if you're a few minutes behind, you should do the whole package this time. Just saying. Let's see how you feel afterwards. You might feel like a new man. All right. I will say this. It doesn't retain its heat very well. Like, its warmth. It retains its heat, but not its warmth. So these noodles are pretty cold now. That's a full serving. Whew. And in good fashion, representing Kibo Coffee this morning. But that's also going cold. Man, my timing was off, apparently. Got to get it closer to showtime. This is really good. I'm happy I have 4 more packs of these downstairs, although my waistline is probably not going to be too excited about that fact. But seriously, if you're into spicy ramen, you wanna try something, get the cream carbonara ramen and have at it, because it's pretty awesome. Yoink. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We are done. That's really good. I'm like kind of sweating, but oh, Brayton said, all right, I'm going to do 75%. Attaboy. Again, 100 for me, there's heat. 100, but like I've had spicier salsas than that. So, but it's really good flavor. And now to amplify the heat with some hot coffee. Man, my office is so empty right now. Pretty crazy. It's never usually this empty, but all packed up. There's a big shipping container in my front yard, in my front driveway. So one of two. Hopefully we'll be able to get it all in there. Here's hoping. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll see. All right, let me go over what I think I understand of SLIDO, and we'll wait for Brayton's review of his ramen as we do this. So, like I said before in the beginning of the show, SLIDO is just a program that you can use for like audience participation. And it basically is a web service that people can go to a website that you direct them to and ask questions or take a poll or a few other things. And so we'll explore those options here just in the free version of SLIDO. But if you just set up an account, slido.com, or is it slido.com or slido.io? I think it's slido.io. And it dumps you in here in your free account, and you can just say create SLIDO. So we'll do one for today. SLIDO about SLIDO. Okay. And start date is today. End date is also going to be today, and we're going to create this one. Now, I believe once the day is over, the SLIDO closes itself, okay? So it's no longer available. But here we have the modules on screen as to what it is that you can do with this program. So we can ask participants to rank things. We can do a word cloud, which is just like a businessy thing, which I don't find it to be terribly intuitive, but to each his own. We can rate things, have multiple choice questions, audience Q&A. We can run a quiz, or we can do a survey. And the beautiful thing is that you can integrate this program into multiple business-like platforms. So Teams, Zoom, and a few other places. Then we can look into those integrations as well. My one that I probably will primarily use is audience Q&A. And the first thing you can do is we can close the Q&A so that nobody can access it or answer it while we kind of set things up. And we're going to go over to the Q&A options to try and see what we can do. Moderation is going to be a premium option. Replying to questions inside SLIDO, also a premium option. There's only a character limit of 160 letters. So, I'm sorry, you can set a character limit. The labels for categorizing questions, also a premium option. And then you can downvote a question. So somebody upvotes or downvotes a question, you can have that option here as well. Like say I have a question and you have a similar question. We want to ask that. Instead of asking it twice, we just upvote it. And then you can sort, as an administrator, you can sort those questions by popularity or by most recent questions. Once you answer questions, you can also archive them. So you can remove them from the list to keep your keynote kind of moving in a forward direction so you don't get lost in all of the data. Now, ideally, the way that I envision this is if you're going to have a Q&A, you'd have somebody actually running this function. So they'd be at a computer when the Q&A is running. They'd be monitoring the questions, removing ones that are inappropriate, and so on and so forth. So that would be a good way to do this. You can also, though, add multiple interactions. So say we want to have more of a rating system. So what we ask a question, and then you give various categories for those, and people can select those as we go along. Like rate this keynote from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. So you can do something like that. And then when people log into your SLIDO interaction, they can see both of these options, the Q&A and for the polling system. So let's take a look at that on the other side and see what that looks like. So we can say share, and Slido gives you an option to download a QR code, but also it gives you a way to just copy a link right away. So in order for us to check this, we're going to open up a Chrome. We're going to go incognito mode, and we're just going to paste and go to our Slido event. Now, you're going to see, I'm going to split this up here so you can see both. Where is that? Slido here. So our question Q&A is closed. So let's go ahead and open that on our side. And we can see that the Q&A is now open here. So, hey, ask the first question. So, why is John so boring? And we can send that. Now, when somebody sends a question, I logged in anonymously because all we needed was a link, and we'll go into how to like lock this down if you're doing this in multiple things. When I submit the question, anonymous then comes up in the admin panel for, hey, why is John so boring? Or how do I use Slido? So we're going to ask another question. All right, and these questions are all going to get compiled in here. Now, if I were to open a second tab and go again, now when I log in, I'm going to already see these two options, and I can upvote this option on my side as a user, and then inside of the admin panel, we see that as, hey, that question has more than one vote. Matter of fact, I can upvote my own question so that it now gets 2 votes. And as people upvote, you'll notice that those votes will continually kind of progress. Now, this may be based on IP address, and so it may only show 1, but good stuff. Now, if we think that a question as an admin is worthy of the Keynote's attention, you can mark it, you can highlight it. And so we can go through and highlight, and then how do I use it? I go through, I explain how to use it, and then the admin could mark it as answered. You'll notice then on both sides, that question is archived. And that means that now the next question, which is not quite as exciting, is slated to be asked. So both sides kind of give us that idea. Now, here's a look behind the user side and the admin side. But you really would need somebody, whether they have this single function or multiple functions, to kind of monitor things inside Slido. Now, what I like about this is you just go to a link and you can put a QR code up on a screen, or you can dump a link in the chat and people can join that. So what I might do is I might take that and I might go over to the chat on YouTube. So let me do that real quick. I'm gonna go into YouTube, and I'm gonna put this Slido inside the YouTube. Inside YouTube. Now, if you can go to that link, you can join me on Slido, and you can put something in there and see it kind of work in real time. So I'll switch back over here now to both the Slido admin and the user side. Now let's explore the other option, the polls. And there are no polling questions here as well. So we need to probably ask this question. If I say start interaction, good. So it says rate this keynote from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. So if I say, it was okay, and I send this, on my side now, boop, 100% of the audience says that it's 4 out of 5. I love how fast this thing is. I mean, this is going up to a web service and coming back, but when we interact with it, it's really almost instant. It's really fast, makes a lot of sense, and works pretty well. So I don't know why it says 0 questions, because there's definitely a question here. Replying as moderator. Reply as John Knutson. Interesting. Let me think about that. Okay, now we've got a second question, and I actually want it to take over precedence. Somebody has submitted this. So now on the admin side, this is perfect. Thank you to whoever jumped in and did this for me. On the admin side, you can see the question in here, and you can moderate. So I just sent a reply to my own question. How much cheese can you fit in a bowl 9 inches in diameter? Okay, so I don't really know, but here's the deal with this. If I were to take my phone, and I wish I had a good way to show you this, if I were to take my phone and click on the Slido event, all right, the way that I'm thinking of this is I don't want my keynote to be an administrator. I just want him to be able to see the questions. And so what I did is I click on the link that's inside of YouTube, and I say open in my default browser. And inside my browser then, it opens me up to the Slido app and the Slido website. And I can just click on the Q&A, and both of those questions are now on the screen. All right. Now, as the keynote is going along and he's answering these questions, I don't know why John is so boring when he presents. I wish he'd liven it up a little bit, maybe get some sound effects or some background tunes or something. Anyways, more on that later. But as he answers that question and he goes through, if he is answering a question, you can highlight it. And so if he starts talking about a question, you can highlight it so it's at the top of his phone. And then as he wraps it up, or she, as they wrap up their presentation, you can mark it as answered. And it will disappear from his phone, and it will disappear from the menus online for everyone else that's kind of paying attention. So I love it. I mean, I think that it makes a whole lot of sense. If I close this, I think it makes a whole lot of sense for quick, interactive, ability with the keynote. And I've just added another poll on my side. I thought the keynote sounded amazing, so I gave it 5 stars. And it shows up here in my upvotes now. So 2 votes on the poll. So I think it works really well. And now there are other modules. That's as far as I've explored. So let's take a look and just explore a little bit more about what other modules are available that, interactions, is that what they're calling them? But let's see what other options are available for the shots fired. Well done. That's hilarious. Good for you. All right, so let's see what other options we have here when it comes to working with this. So how do I exit this? I want to see my other, add a new interaction. Okay. Collect text responses to an open-ended question. All right, let's do word cloud. What would you like to ask? What would I like to ask? I don't. Okay, so let's think. Okay, so you're gonna ask a question about. Let's just say. Favorite Slido feature. All right, we're going to ask this question in a Slido. And what's nice is you can stop them, right? You can stop the interactions and only go live when you want to go live. So if there's like a section in the keynote that he's going to talk about specific points, I like the fact that you can let it go live when it needs to go live instead of making it all go live all at the same time. So let me go back now to my browser. What's your favorite Slido feature? I like the Q&A, so I'm going to put that in here. Boom. Q&A. Now, that's cool. As people type, I can see it says somebody's typing, so that's pretty cool. Add a response. What's my favorite Slido feature? Let's put in polling. All right, so as you add these responses, now if I click on one of these, that's interesting. It's interesting because they're both considered polls. So if I say review answers, how do I upvote one of these? So if I go polls and Q&A, polls, no. Live interaction. Dark mode. Oh, nice. So if I say polling here, oh, wait. Oh, it filled it in. Somebody else has said that. So now 2 votes for polling and only 1 vote for Q&A and Slide McSlido face. So that's pretty neat. How neat is that? Okay, so I like that. I don't honestly, I don't really care for word clouds. I think they're cheesy. Just like my cream carbonara that I just had here. All right, so let's go back to the admin side and let's pick a new interaction. So you can do a ranking system. What would you like to ask? So let's say, what type of ramen do you like best? And our options are going to be, we'll just say cream, because that's the one we just had. This one, 2-time, right? 1-time, or original. What else did we have? We had the quattro cheese, like that, quattro cheese. I don't know. And any other? Oh, the black bean. That was one of my all-time faves right there. All right, so let's go ahead and ask that, which also falls under a polling question. So let's see how easy it is that this one works. Okay, so somebody's already voted quattro cheese. Somebody's all over this. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm going to vote black bean. Send. Boom. All right, 50-50. Now, I wonder, restrict rankings, randomize options, polling results are visible. Add an image. Okay. I find Slido pretty easy to use. Thanks for your feedback. So I like that. I like the way that this works very quickly and that everybody can see. Everyone can see things happening kind of in real time. I really like the QA option. I think that is really helpful in in just gathering data, and it should be super simple. So one of the things that it needs to be for us, for my use case, is anybody needs to be able to use it. Basically saying, click the link that says Slido, and you'll be taken to the Q&A, and it will say, type your question. That's all you got to do. Just type it in and hit enter. We will be able to then see it. You can use mobile devices for this. You can use QR codes. Let's go ahead and test that QR code option. So share, download QR code. Let's go ahead and save that to the desktop. And then I'm going to go here. Oh, here we go. Let's blow this up nice and big so everyone can see it. Oh, maybe not behind my head. What's going on here? Why is it dark? Oh, is it a PNG? It's a PNG. Okay, so share, download QR code. Let's go to the desktop and let's open it in Paint because Paint still exists. There we go. Open. Where is it here? Open with Paint. Hey, there we go. So now you can see the QR code. So let's all participate here and open our cameras and go ahead and scan it. Oh, there's a bright light next to it. Open in Brave. Slido. Man, that's easy. One of the things, though, is I want it. So if we're going to use for multiple functions, when Slido opened by default, it took you to the poll, right? The poll that's going on. What I'd like it to do is open on the QA. So is there a way to default opening, make this the primary audience QA? QA options, review incoming questions, replies, Okay. Okay, now, one of the things that you should also know, maybe it's under settings. One of the things you should also know about Slido is that the free version lets you have up to 100 participants simultaneously. That's a ton of people. Like, that's a ton of devices. And so I think we should be good with that many for a little while we learn to like figure out how to use it. But use downvotes, prevent participants from sending new questions. So is that a function? Like, is that if I say close, questions are closed. Questions are open. Why did you need a slider in that for settings? That doesn't make any sense. Polling results, show numbers, votes instead of percentage. Yeah, I like that better. So if we go here, whoa, Quattro cheese is taking off. So 4 participants inside of that, and we have a new question. If a wooden Chuck could chuck Woody, would a woolen Charlie give a Charlie horse to a woolly mammoth? That is worth every penny. Which is a free service, and so this is telling you something. But that is really cool. Okay, so the other thing about this is in the Q&A options, there is a moderation option which you can have the admin review the questions before they appear in the list. But as an admin, okay, so if they're asking a question but they want to be mean about it and they're like, this sucks, joyful. This is not what I was expecting. So you can ask a question and then have it change the tone. That's hilarious. And you might agree with this, but if this comes in, your admin can just archive these questions and remove them. So they might have a full-time job if somebody's really trying to spam you in real time. But there are ways around that. There are ways to control this and adding an additional step to authentication. Now let's talk about that. All right. In the settings for this stuff, we can set privacy settings, which means that you can hide your stuff from search or require authentication. Now, what sort of authentication are you going to require? Well, you require a name. That is pretty low level, saying like, who is this? That's your authentication to get in. However, SLIDO has a good option where you can provide a passcode, meaning that only people who have seen the passcode or have heard the passcode can get into the QA. If you enable a passcode, you're going to need to tell people what the passcode is as well as what the link is, which creates kind of a closed environment when it comes to accessing your SLIDO. So that's a little tricky. Or even worse is you can ask for an email. Now, an email is, I don't know if you have to like go to your email to get in. I don't know if that's the case, but they'll be asked to enter their email before joining. This will really lower the participation of your SLIDO. I'm almost 100% positive on that, mostly because people don't like giving out their emails. And, that's now iced coffee. They don't like giving out their emails. And so lower authentication, but requiring some authentication is desired. Now, personally, I like requiring a name. I think that helps people, not necessarily just kind of jerk you around. If this was a company that you had Google or you had some other single sign-on process, the higher tiers of this program, the paid for tiers, enable single sign-on so you can use Google SSO to authenticate that you are who you say you are. So if you're doing a business meeting inside your own company, you can keep people who are visiting from hijacking your meeting. So I like the name idea. That's a good start. So please enter your full name. So Jono Canute, I agree to use my profile details while in SLIDO. Join the event. So now when we're in the Q&A and I say something like, hey, this presentation is bollocks. I don't think I spelt that right. But if I use AI to write that more professionally, this presentation is not up to the expected standards. So then we send that. I really like that AI. Help me rewrite this function. So then we send that, and my name is associated with that post. And then I can see it, and I can either archive it, I can either reply to it, mark it as answered, or I can highlight it if it's something that I want everyone to see, including my keynote. Now the keynote, so I just enabled that name function. So if you're playing along at home, you may have also been required to add this. So I'm just going to write Johnny K on this one and say join. Oh, I have to agree to the terms. There. And now I'm allowed inside of the polling stuff. And so I can go ahead and give Black Bean an extra vote. And I can, how do I get to the other polls? I wonder. How do I get to the other polls? I don't know. Is it, oh, is it because I'm running this one and not, these other ones are off. Interesting. Okay, cool. And then I can also highlight some of these other ones. Oh, you can only highlight one at a time. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to remove the highlight, but I'm going to upvote Angus. I'm going to upvote this John Dog. John Dog's nephew. Is the ramen safe for pets? No, it is not safe for pets. Also, I don't have a nephew. So do I have a nephew? I don't have a nephew. No. That's not even lukewarm. But what's going on, Angus? So Angus says, hey, I find this interesting. Quattro Chizo is the greatest. I'm going to, wow. And so that's definitely getting, we're going to highlight that one because it's a pretty great comment. Welcome to the show, Angus. Sorry, I'm ignoring everybody in the comments right now. Let me jump back over there and just tidy up that real quick, and then we'll get back to reviewing some of the whoa. A few minutes to be fine. Here we go. Nothing says premium feature like blocking all the naughty words. Hey, this one is pretty good. I could have handled full heat, says Brayton. It's not as hot as the other ones. I agree. It isn't as hot as the other ones. Hey, good morning. Just setting up a show, but I'll keep an ear out. What's going on, Angus? Good to see you. Have you ever heard of SLIDO? Kind of happy with that. Hey, I've never met a horse named Charlie. What's going on, Balu? Hey, that was good. So great thing is you can remove highlight but keep the questions, but you can also then mark them as answered. What I like about this and what I might teach, let's be honest, the first couple of weeks I'm going to be doing this, but what I might teach the guys to do who are running this option is to, if our keynote starts answering a question, then you can highlight that question so that it's at the top of the list and everyone on their phone can see it at the top. So it's like, oh, that's the one he's answering right now. And I want to hear more about that. So I'm going to upvote that while it's ongoing. I'm also going to upvote John Dog, and I'm going to upvote John O'Knudsen. On the admin side, with this one, I'm like, we're sorry you feel that way. Peace out. And then we're just going to send that reply as John Knudsen, and then we're probably going to mark it as answered. I love how fast it is, how fast this response is. It seems to be very quick. All that stuff's happening on my phone in real time. You're probably noticing it at home all happening at the same time. It might actually be ahead of that because you're watching with a slight delay, but it is really quick. It's all very instantaneous. Now, if I close only visible to you. Oh, so you can reply directly to people and then see when your question has been archived. So I love that. Yeah, really cool. All right, so we've looked at most of the modules. Let's just make sure. Let's see what else we have here. I'm going to get rid of one of these. Let's delete. And so there's a limit, okay? There's a limit with how many you can do. The survey you can only do in a premium function. The quiz, let's put a quiz in here. Add your first question. So when did Bird Dog John start at Bird Dog? All right, for those of you playing at home. Was it 2020? 2021? Was it 2019? 2018? Whoops, that's not a number. 2018 or 2017? All right, question the first. Boom. Oh, I have to select the correct question. Oh, you're not even seeing this. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to add a second question so that you can't see the actual answer. Okay, so go ahead and participate on the poll, which is now. Wait a minute. Go. All right, so I have a Q&A, or I have a quiz for you to do. And the question is, when did I start working at Bird Dog? There are two questions, but I think one of them, hang on. Let me stop this one real quick. 1 second. Hang on. This one is, I'm just going to delete this question. Okay. All right, go. So now there's a new QA, a new quiz, and we'll see how that goes along. I will join the quiz. Get ready. 3 users have already joined. Okay, so maybe I need to start the quiz. All right, so here we've got 3 participants and waiting for participants to join. Jeremy Kloosterman, what's going on? Okay, so when does the quiz open, I wonder? I don't see any way to do that here. Participants are joining. Back to all quiz questions. There's nowhere here to do it. There's... All right. First question. Go. Ooh, it gives you 20 seconds? That's cool. Oh, that's cool. And I see the polling stuff come in behind the scenes. 3, 2, 1. The poll has been locked. All right, 4 participants. Now, what can I do with that? That's kind of an interesting... If I go, whoops. Oh, I just restarted that by accident. How? Okay, and then reveal answers. Do. Wait, what? Okay, so that's screwed up. The answer is 2019, everybody. 2019 is the correct answer. I went over to Bird Dog in July of 2019 because I went on a cruise to Alaska with just my wife. And then shortly after that, I worked 2 full-time jobs for 2 weeks. And then I started at Bird Dog full-time, though technically July 1st. Okay, well, that was fun. And now it's done. But I screwed it up. So the correct answer is 2019. And we're just going to show the leaderboard here. There we go. Lock it and reveal answers. There we go. All right. When you are doing a quiz, it's really important to select the correct answer as the admin. So here it is here. This is that the voting is closed. 4 votes. Thank you, everybody, for playing along. That was fun. And does it show me who participated? Joining the quiz. Saved. Yeah, there you go. Brayton. John's dog. You mean Dexter? Rest in peace, Dexy. John O'Canute and Jeremy Kloosterman. What's going on, Jer? Nice to have you along. Let me jump over to back to the chat and see what's going on here. Okay. Hey, howdy, John. Just started. Did this ever fix itself? No. Okay, so right, and it said I still got it wrong. It must be super delayed. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, no, 2019 was the correct answer. So the voting poll is kind of fun. Let's just check out another module real quick. So we can just delete these if you need to open things up here. So quiz, rating, ranking, word cloud, multi-choice, and open text. So what would you like to ask? Let's ask What's a good question? That's a good question. What's a good question? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think of, like, I got a whole array of things that we can go on. Should Jono Canute bring back Snacks on Streams for a regular segment on the show? Now, this is an open-ended question that it's basically like type a paragraph. You could just say yes if you wanted. Yes. Send. There are no responses yet. I say yes. Let's see. We got a couple other people typing. I like that it says that. John's dog is just barking. So that's a little strange. Now, inside the Q&A, where is the ability to moderate these questions? Multiple answers. Okay, straight up question. Oh, here we go. We'll ask a second question. Okay, new. Open text. Oh, no. You know what? Let's not even do that. Let's just do a little ranking thing. New, we're going to... What? Get out of here. Can I just delete this? I didn't mean to... All right. That's not a question. Delete, add new. All right, rating. Let's do this. How easy was it to authenticate to Slido? So adding your name. 5 should be easiest. All right, so you guys are fairly techie, and I found it super easy, but I'm looking at this from a stance of, like, there's going to be lots of people maybe wanting to do this soon, and I want it to be super simple. Like, when you scan the QR code, it takes you to a page that says you need to agree to these terms and you need to put in your name. And did you like how quickly that went? So, all right, we got 3 people say 5 out of 5, and 1 person says 1. So I can hide the results from you, which you might do if you have a Q&A like that. But the other, why is the Q&A closed? Oh, it's open right now. Okay. So, but you can only have 1 poll open at a time, which makes sense. Average 4 out of 5 stars. It seems pretty simple, like it seems like getting in and out of questions and polls and stuff seems pretty easy. And for the sake of communicating with people at home, I don't know, I kind of like it because it's really simple to just ask a question, put something out there. I'm going to remove the highlight here. The problem is it really needs to be for non-techie people. And so that's a little bit what I'm nervous about. I'm going to do a training video on it before we do our trial, like, pilot of this, but it really needs to be super simple. But watching it being used, especially having you guys interact with it, it shows me that it seems to be very, like, intuitive. So I like it. One thing on the admin side is you can click this little button down here. It says view as participant, and it will actually load Slido and say, like, test. It'll load Slido and say, here's what it looks like on someone's phone. And so how easy was it to authenticate? We'll say, we'll give it a 5-star rating. Q&A, type your question. So it's cool. It's like, you know, how can I set up my Netgear 4250 for dual VLANs? And then question AI, we can just say, oh, that's cool. I like that. Send. Boom. And then if I click ask, does it? Oh, it gives me another chance. Okay, cool. So I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think that that works really well. I'm very happy with the way that that kind of goes. View as the host. So this is where your administrative side would be. And then if you wanted to show, present on your screen the QR code. So you want to be like, all right, everybody, if you want to participate in today's, you know, Q&A, go ahead and scan this QR code and jump in on the active poll that's going on here. What else is there here? Hide results. Create a new poll. So I don't get it. Why would you show this with all these controls? I guess that's what that is. That's cool. Is there a full screen? Okay, so this is full screen. That's pretty good. Okay, I like that. How could we use that? Would it be possible? No. Let's see what other presentation. Present with integrations. More. Okay, so check this out. PowerPoint, Google Slides. So what options do we have here for PowerPoint? Run the PowerPoint installer. Ugh, never mind. Yuck. I don't like PowerPoint. All right, so let's try this again. Integrations. What else? What other options do we have? Add or display polls and Q&A directly in your Google Slides presentation. Embed SLIDO. How to embed participant mode into your own website. Switcher. Seamlessly switch between Slido and any content format, such as a Keynote, Prezi, and Microsoft Office. Download our free switcher to display. So, oh gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah. That's the way it should be done. Is there a Mac version of this, I wonder? We can certainly find out. Let's go over to my Mac, which also happens to be open. I'm going to go over to Slido. And we're just going to log in here. I packed up my big crap. I packed up my giant SLIDO. We'll get into pricing in a second. Packed up my giant monitor that's on that computer, so that's why it looks like this, because it's on a very old monitor. Okay, so this is actively going. More integrations. Switcher. Download, please. Yo. Yes. Open. Don't share. Log in. All right, so let's do this here for a second. Give me a second here to find my password, because I'm using a password key. Make sure I'm not sharing that out to the world. Alrighty. Copy. What's going on here? Paste and match style. Boom. Log in. You're now logged in. Oh man, this would be amazing. Yo. All right, check this out. Remote status, remote control is on. How to integrate SLIDO with your presentation. Let the switcher run in the background. Open the presentation, start presenting. Open SLIDO admin on another device to switch between the presentation polls and questions. Audience Q&A. No way. Okay, I don't... All right, I like this. However, I don't like this. Let me explain. I like that it has an option to just make a full screen switcher. If I go here to the admin side of things and I close this down, stop interactions, previous, protected, share, present. All right, the question though is, like, I'm showing this basically full screen on a machine, right? So if I do this, I can manage this. I wish it was more tidy than this. Why are these questions so big? Maybe there's a switch to audience Q&A. What is disable remote control? What does that mean? Status has changed. What does that mean? Remote control is on. And then if I highlight something here, so let's do Angus again. I highlight his. Very interesting. I've got a computer we could be doing this on. Oh, man, I just like had an integration epiphany. Okay, cool. So here's what I'm thinking. We could send... I have independent control over all of my screens at the soundstage. And what we could do is send this switcher screen to the confidence monitor that's at the back of the auditorium. The thing there's lots to think about this here, but the thing about this is every week you're going to have to update the SLIDO QR code, right? Because there's a new one every week. Super handy that we have them, but you're going to have to get into the habit of updating them every week and making sure that they're correct so that people can ask questions. But I could send this SLIDO screen basically to any device, this one right here, to any device. What is this? Oh, that marked it as answered. Okay. So if I go archive, I go back here and I say restore this question. Oh, I can restore all these. This is not what I was expecting. Restore. How do I use SLIDO? Restore. Cool. So the issue is that this thing is just so big. Like there's so much wasted space here, you know? And so I was hoping that there would be a way to make it a little bit more compact so that you would be able to see more. So let's go here. multiple rooms, live polls. You can turn them off from here, I guess. Branding, participant, present view. Okay, like this. Number of displayed questions, 6. Full screen highlight. That's cool. All right, so let's try that. This is really cool that they have this option. Whoa. Ah, there we go. So that's a little better. I don't know why there's still so much wasted space on this screen, but that's a little bit better as to what it is that we're looking at. I love the fact that you can put this up on a projector in front. You know, scan the QR code, ask your question. That's great. I think that's really well, you know, that's good and intuitive thinking. I don't know why this thing says 0 questions. There's definitely more than one. There's 6 questions. Really cool though. And then if I ask another question, so let's go here to this one, and I'm just going to put this over here and say, how much does this thing cost? And I want it to sound more casual. How much does this thing cost? How much does this thing cost? So apparently I write in a very casual tone. How much does this thing cost? Smiley face. All right, so can we talk about pricing? And I want to ask that in a professional tone. Can we talk about pricing? Can we have a chat about pricing? Okay, fine. We'll use that. Yoink. So now when I add stuff, can we have a chat about pricing? That's the latest question. It's got 1 upvote. As things get upvoted, can somebody upvote that? As other things get upvoted, does it show on the leaderboard is my question. So there is, okay, let's upvote this one. So if I go here, thank you, Jeremy. So I'm going to upvote Jeremy. Jeremy, can you upvote your own question? Hey, when will you have your sound bites? I found them, or most of them. Now I just need to integrate them into my Stream Deck. I'm way out of buttons on the Stream Deck. Like if money was no object, I would 100% buy a bigger one because I definitely need one. Sorry, my brain just kind of stopped functioning there for a second. Okay, so can we have a chat about pricing? There. So in real time, when you upvote, those questions get bumped to the higher up, which is great because if you're using this on your confidence monitor, he can see this in real time. I love that. I love that. So now the question is, will he be able to read it from the front of the stage? So that's what we're going to try out this Saturday because I'm going to be back down there. Now, if you're keeping score, I was down there this past weekend. Things are heating up, okay? So I am gearing up to move. We're leaving Michigan and moving to Tennessee, which is a wild... It's as bizarre to me as it probably sounds to you because, you know, ages ago we had talked about moving to Tennessee back in like 2010, and things just did not come together. And this time things are coming together a fair bit more, and it seems like now would be an appropriate time to make this move. So we are on our way, and the next couple of months are going to be extremely busy. I've been on the phone with realtors and lenders, and do you know how expensive it is to live in Tennessee? Like just to find something, I'm not gonna be able to afford a house the size that I have here in Michigan. Like it's from what we're gonna probably be able to sell it for to what we're gonna be able to actually buy is so expensive, and so hoping that that will be okay. But we. Yeah, definitely are on our way down there. We actually just put an offer in on a house, so we'll see if that comes out. Now, on this leader Q&A board, if I open a different poll, so I'm going to, should John O'Canute bring back snacks on stream? If I hit play, it shows it there. So how do I get that to auto show the Q&A? Do I close the Q&A and then reopen the Q&A? No. How do I get that to change? So we need to go, hang on. There's got to be a command for that. Anyway, yeah, if you're just joining us for the first time here, yeah, I'm moving, which is wild. Very, very wild. Ooh, what branding options do we have? Event logo recommended. So this would be if you pay, and we have, logos and stuff. So live video. This feature is currently off. Lets your remote participants watch a live video feed from your event. How is that integrated? All right, so let's do a little investigation here and find out a little bit more about Slido. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is pricing, but I do want to go out of this real quick and find out more about that option, because live Q&A, right? It was in the Q&A. Live Q&A. Participant mode. Export questions. Oh, that's cool. Collect privacy, co-host, sentiment, replies, label. Okay. Efficiency involves shy participants. That's going to be key because we do have shy participants. Virtual meetings, webinars, conferences, integrations. All integrations, please. Slido switcher. Zoom. Ooh, that's a good question. Which city are you joining from? Present with Slido, Teams meetings integration, all hand Google Slides, other integrations, live video. So let's see, because we're doing this. So get started. No, I want to see how this works. Engage your remote participants as they watch your live stream. One link, one tab, no more switching between apps and devices. Enable your live stream embed your live video into Slido. Participants can ask questions and vote in polls right next to your live video in one tab. Fascinating. I love that. We could integrate. What is it? Is it, yeah, let's learn more. We're rolling out a new user interface. The below steps are visually matched to what you're seeing within your account, and then using the new interface. This article is not for you. Wait, then you are using the new interface, and this article is for you. If not, please see this version. Many videos and live stream services such as Vimeo, YouTube, yada, 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 provide an iframe link that can be embedded into Slido. Doing this allows you to seamlessly pair your video content with your Slido presentation. And don't worry, super easy for participants. After joining your event, they'll see the video right alongside Slido polling questions and Q. Oh, my word. Available in our professional and higher plans. All right. Here we go. Let's talk about pricing. Oh, let's just look at this other version real quick. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. Let's go and look at pricing, because that's where a lot of this Slido pricing, Slido.com, and pricing. So they said professional or higher, and that would be huge for us to integrate. $75 a month. Jeez. All right, let's look at the differences here. Max join participant per event. You can have unlimited events, but only 100 participants simultaneously. Additional participants, none. 30-day money-back guarantee, no, because it's free. Crowdsource question, yes. Moderation, meaning review the questions before the audience can see them. That would be important to have. Advanced Q&A settings, which is unlock the ability to increase the question length, turn off anonymous questions, close the Q&A and voting, share announcements with your audience, and more. Replies, allow the event admin or participants to comment on questions and ideas. Oh, okay, maybe. Labels, organize and filter audience questions with labels by topics or speakers. You can run 3 polls per event. You can have custom images, no, for your polls. Custom images or GIF libraries for polls, yes. Surveys, no. Group multiple polls so your participants can answer them at once. Brainstorm ideas, 1 topic per event, and quizzes, 1 quiz per event. Event analytics, you get that with every package. Data exports, no, but you can. What is Theta Lake integration? Integrate Studio with Theta Lake to comply the legal requirements. Additional costs may apply. Account analytics. So not until you get to the professional level. Security and privacy. Hide event from search. Participant privacy. Protect events with passcode, which is nice. Participant email verification. Participant single sign-on. User sign-on. This isn't available until you get to the enterprise level. User provisioning. Allow an admin to manage the members of your SLIDO organization right from, okay, got it. And HIPAA compliant. Included users, 1 with the free version. Additional users, none. Maximum users, 5 for, user management. And event collaboration, yes, for everybody. Share access to your event with collaborators that can help you manage questions, polls, and ideas. 30 plus present mode themes. Okay. Custom theme, not until you get to professional. Logo or banner, Slido. Multiple rooms, not until you get to pro. Agenda, not until you get to enterprise, which is wild. And spaces, not till you get to enterprise. Integration all the way through everything except embed Slido and embed video into Slido, that's a big one. That would be so cool to have the Q&A and the video right next to each other. That'd be really cool. Mail support, chat support, and professional onboarding. Okay, cool. Academic emails. See educational plans. I wonder what the educational plans are. Oh, wow. That's very different. I wonder if that would apply to nonprofits. I wonder if they would entertain that idea. Anyways, cool. I mean, really cool. The pricing is a little steep. $75 a month. $900 a year to have Q&A. But if it really works well, it might be worth it to get your audience, if they're primarily all online, integrated into a single forum so that you guys can interact. And quite frankly, I really like the fact that I can ask a question, throw it out there, and you guys are all over it because it seems to be convenient. And I must have logged out of Slido. So yeah, it's convenient and easy enough to use as an outsider accessing it. It was pretty straightforward and simple. So I like that. All right. It looks like it remotely turns on Slido full screen. You should be able to force Slido full screen and off again from the admin page. Oh. Hey, what's going on, 92? Over on Twitch, how are you? Hey, that's pretty neat. It is pretty neat. Sort of real time, but with 30 or 40 second delay. Yeah, but if we're just compiling Q&As and asking polling questions, I mean, for what I'm doing right now, yeah, there's a 40-second delay. That's just YouTube stuff, but maybe turn on low latency mode in YouTube. Yeah. Hey, congrats on the move. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate that. It's good. It's a little scary, but We're gonna make it happen. Chaz says, if they have educational discounts, then I wonder if they have a nonprofit discount. I agree. That was my question as well. Always worth asking, right? You can also pay for a one-time event price. So there's pricing for like reoccurring annual, and then there's like, I just want to use it for a one event. $240 is a little steep, but it's probably a little more doable than $900 a year. But yeah, I wonder if they would do nonprofit options, because we would love. I'm, I'll just call them and ask, because everybody likes to get a phone call. All right. Well, it's 12:30. This has been really fun to kind of hash through and take a look at this service. I am going to give it a go. All right. So we are projecting to try and do this in June, on June the 23rd, which is about a month. Oh, it's exactly a month away. June the 23rd will be the day that I run Slido. And between now and then, because that'll be, long story short, I'll be driving down there that weekend with one of my vehicles and some of my valuables, and then flying home. But that weekend we'll run Slido. Now, one thing we should just go in here. So if I run Slido switcher, okay, turn this on live polls. And then not live poll, get out of here. If I turn this on Q&A, audience Q&A, and then I go here to Slido on the admin side, if I say log in, question the first is, can I control the switcher from the admin side? That was something that somebody said inside of the chat, right? So if I open the admin side and I go into a Slido about Slido, it's a shipping ships. If I go in here, there's no analytics. Is there a switcher present mode? Mountains? What if I say save? Does it change it here? It sure does. That's cool. Settings, customization, present mode, show highlighted question first, join the event code by QR. I guess if I was showing this on the back of the screen, we don't need to show that. Wait, what is this? Did you guys fill out? This is the interactions, 8 votes. Now, okay. So yeah, settings, additional settings. Is there a way that I can control? That's cool. Individual collaborators, audience Q&A, show downvotes? No. Live polls, fixed order, customization. So it's just this. Show all options. Here we go. Halloween. Let's do the beach. The beach. All right. So I'd like these questions to be full screen, but they're not going to be. And if I highlight, it shows it on the screen full screen, which is nice. However, I would maybe just prefer for it to just put it at the top. So let's go back to settings. It's in here though, isn't it? Settings. Settings. Live Q&A. Nope. Branding participant view. Present view. Here, full screen highlight. That's the one. Save. Present. Q&A. full screen. All right, so this is going out. And then if I highlight what Angus said here, yoink, it turns it orange. Why orange? That's hard to read. Okay, cool. So we can remove that highlight. But then if I want to highlight something else, can put that at the top. Okay. All right. So you really need somebody who is going to manage the QA portion of your setup, whether that's you on screen doing something like this, or whether it is another person running a computer. I think that as long as you get all the pieces set up correctly, like the QR code, the link in the chat, that sort of stuff, then it's pretty straightforward to get in, right? Like the poll showed that how easy it was to authenticate using SLIDO. And I want to show results. Yeah, like this. So live poll. You guys unanimously said that it was almost unanimously said 4-1 said it was super easy. That's really helpful information. You know, why doesn't it show the QA? Should it not go back? So here's the problem. When I turn off, like, look, I start an interaction and it goes full screen. When I stop an interaction, should it not go to the thing that's open, which is this? How do I get it to switch to this? I want to like push this next. Do I double click it? Do I say like labels? Nope, nothing in here. Where is it? Do I just say present mode? No. Do I say, oh, show hide results? Nope. Stop interaction. I want to show this. Why? All right. That's confusing. So, because I just wanted to do this. Look. Yeah. And then you could reload. All right, cool. Well, I don't like that color per se. I think that's hard to look at, so we'll set something else up. But, you know, for the most part, it's pretty nice. Royal blue. Nah, it's kind of hard to see. All right, well, present mode green. Okay, well, that's obvious. So that's cool. I do like it. I think that this could be a really useful tool. You just got to make it obvious for people to get in and make it easy for them to ask a question, right? And then you can add additional questions or polls or whatever. Can you do actually? Let's delete one of these. I think it's a resounding yes that I should bring snacks on stream. Although Brayton said you have to buy your own food, so that's a big downer. So you can only do one audience QA. Quiz, survey is for upgrade only, open text, multiple choice. I don't think we looked at that. Oh, yeah, we did. So yada, 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 say okay, and then what, option 1, option 2? And then let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, cool. So, this is going to be really good. I'm excited for people to try it. And you guys have jumped in and done a bunch of stuff here already. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for hanging on with me while I sorted all that out. Hey, if they have educational discounts, I wonder if they have a nonprofit discount. And Hi, John. Heinrich from South Africa. What's going on, Heinrich? It's been a long time. Nice to see you. Welcome back to the new channel. Appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Always fun to have you around. I like the switcher thing. That's kind of cool. I think we need to... Yeah, I think I need to get familiar with it, but cool. Very cool. It's a nice option to have, and I'm pretty excited that it's there. and then I'll do full screen and follow along on the web. So thumbs up to Slido for that. I'm going to talk to them about pricing and see what we can do there. Let's do a chat with us. And we'll see if that even starts. But that's all for me today, guys. I hope you've had a great end of the week. It's coming up here, and so hopefully you have a good weekend. I am traveling back to Nashville this week, so be well. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll let you know what we're up to this weekend next show. So that'll be next Thursday at 11 o'clock right here on John O'Canute. Hopefully everything is going all right with you, and we will be able to see you again soon. So take care of yourselves out there, everybody. Be well, and we will catch you in the next one. Let me make sure I know how to shut this down. Okay, here we go. Take it easy, guys. Bye.